Good evening to all of you here tonight. Before we dive into the exciting evening that we've prepared for you today for our March webinar, the biggest webinar, it's the busiest season now, most of the students are applying. We're so excited to welcome all of you here tonight. And I'm so excited to see this many students here today with us. And we're going to be covering a lot of exciting content this evening with all the information that you need to study abroad. In addition, we're going to have with us some guests that will be sharing with you their experiences. And we also have a big announcement for you today. Now, today we have some of our experts joining us to tell you more about the process of studying abroad and about studying in Europe and how the applications work. We also invited students who were in your position one day and decided to go to Europe to achieve their dream. And we have invited these students to tell you more about their experience. We wanted you to get a real life story, to hear their experience from them before you take a decision on where you want to go and which university you want to study in. Some of these students are studying at the moment, some of them are in second year, some of them are about to graduate. So feel free to ask any questions you have using our Q&A feature throughout the webinar. We have a team of experts here ready to answer all your questions. And we will also choose some of your questions here tonight to answer them live by the end of the webinar. So throw in all the questions that you have. And I'd like to introduce to you today our speakers. We have our expert advisors who will speak to students usually and help them find the perfect university and answer all the questions, all sorts of questions that students have. We have our senior advisors, Tom, as well as Edmund and myself, Dana. We also have with us Victoria, one of our senior admission team, to handle students' applications and make sure we secure a place for you. And we also have a great number of students who, as we discussed, are already studying there. They are very passionate, just like you, and they are here to share their experience. We have a QR code for those of you who would like to download the slides of this webinar, so you can write your own notes and questions before you have the one-to-one free phone call with your personal academic advisor. So feel free to scan it and save this presentation. We will also share it later on in the webinar. Now, what we will go over today in a nutshell, we will be talking about several topics: who we are as Medlink students and how we help you. We will also shed light on the benefits of studying abroad. We'll also talk about some of the most popular universities in Europe and in the Caribbean. In addition to the tuition fees and living expenses, because this is one of the main things students ask and think about when they think about going abroad. So you will have a rough idea how much it's going to cost you to study abroad. We will also go over how we will help you through the process from choosing the university to gathering documents and all the way until you graduate. And finally, we will have the Q&A session to go over some of the most common questions that students have about going abroad. And also, by the end of this webinar, we have prepared a surprise for you. Due to our many strong and exclusive university partnerships, we are delighted to be able to offer a special arrangement for all students attending this evening's webinar. We will announce the details towards the end of the webinar, so make sure to stay with us and stay tuned. Now, we acknowledge that it is currently Ramadan and some of you will be fasting, so if you need to break your fast before we finish, just keep us rolling in the background. You can listen to the students while they talk about their experience. Now, we will be talking about who we are as Medlink students, and the best person to tell you more about that is my colleague, Edmund. Edmund?
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Dana. Thank you so much for joining us. We're so glad that you're here. Now, our journey has been quite the ride. Now, our doctors and dentists were students once, just like you, and they had to face the same challenges into getting into medical and dental school. So even though they had the good grades needed to get in, they got rejected, some are reapplied, and they had to look at other options outside of the UK. Now, imagine spending lots and lots of time researching universities, comparing them, finding the right area to go to, the right country, dealing with the confusing entry requirements and deadlines, when to apply, how many students do they take. Now, these tough times laid the foundations for what we do, We've been through it all, sorting out applications, getting ready for the test if it's needed, any interview, thinking of going to a whole new country and making friends, you're leaving your family. So we totally get how overwhelming this journey can be. And that's why we're here. And that's to help you get out of every step of the way, because we're here to support you. We're ready to support your journey, because that's how important it is for us. And that's through every twist and turn. Now, allow me to introduce you to our incredible team, because that comprises of doctors and dentists who have embarked on this journey as you're looking at. Alongside, you've got myself and my fellow senior academic advisors. Now, we're all here to delve deep into your situation and circumstances and look at your preferences. And we tailor every plan specifically for you. Now, this plan really is to help and empower you to make an informed decision about your future. Now, of course, we can't overlook our admissions team, and they are responsible for making sure that your application is really in tip-top shape for submission. And so they'll guide you every step of the way to make sure that your application, really everything never falls through the cracks. Now, let's talk about our support team. And this is the support network that is waiting for you the moment you arrive. Now, picture yourself, you've been accepted. What's next? You're telling goodbye to your parents and your family. You move into a whole new country. Now, it's a lot to take on, right? But our on-ground support team, with them, you're never alone. And they will assist you in settling in, finding suitable accommodation. They will even help you with things like opening a local bank account and any immediate things that may arise to make sure that your transition is as seamless as possible. Now, here's the beauty about all of it. By combining the expertise of our doctors and dentists and academic advisors, admissions team, our on-ground support, we've pretty much got you covered throughout the entire journey. So from this very step to the very last, rest assured that we're here to provide you with pretty much every comprehensive support throughout. Now, I'd like to invite my colleague, Dana, who will tell you the many reasons to study medicine and dentistry abroad. Dana?
Thanks, Edmund. So as you can imagine, going abroad, the reason why many and hundreds and thousands of students go abroad is because they find a lot of benefits. And we can talk about a lot. We're going to talk about a few of them now. One of the main things students like about going abroad is the affordable tuition fees. Many students have a specific budget and they say, I can't pay 20,000 a year or 30,000 a year. The good news is that we can help you find the university that suits your budget within the same time of you studying what you love and achieving your dream. In addition to the quality of education, you can be studying abroad and getting top quality of education with many modern facilities that you're going to see later on when we present the universities. And one of the things that students kindly tell us that I like going abroad because it's flexible. As we know, many of us struggle to get into medicine school in their home country because of the competition, even though you have straight A's. So you can find a university in Europe, even if you don't have straight A's. We will help you find something suitable within your qualifications that suits your requirements. We also have universities that are taught in English. They offer dentistry and medicine that are fully taught in English, where a lot of students also worry about language barriers. That's a common question we get. And the degree is globally recognized. So you can go study in Europe and then come back home and work as a doctor in your home country. So one of the main things is returning home and practicing in your home country, or you can go to any other country or stay in Europe. In addition to the modern facilities, students enjoy the modern facilities, the labs, the simulation rooms. The universities are very well equipped for students. And one of the also top things that students love about going to Europe is the variety of options. Students can apply to as many universities as they want. And you can apply to one university, two, maybe three. Now, we will be helping you choose the university that you have the highest chance to be accepted in, so you don't need to submit so many applications. But the variety is one of the things that students like. So we'll move on from here to discuss a little bit more about the situation in the UK and go over some statistics. Not that we don't look at other countries, but we have noticed that this is the case in Western Europe in general. So we're going to use the UK as an example, so you have an idea why studying abroad is becoming such a popular thing. And I'd like to invite here my colleague Tom.
Thank you very much, Dana. Wonderful to have you all with us this evening. It's great that you're all able to join, and we're so happy that we're able to provide you all with this valuable insight. So we wanted to start off with giving you a few statistics, just so you've got an idea. Now, of course, we've got these statistics from the UK, as we're a UK-based company. It's very simple for us and straightforward to get these statistics. But this is something that's relevant to many, many different countries around the world. International study is becoming more and more common, and we just want to emphasize this here. So this graph shows the total number of British nationals, this is British passport holders, joining the medical register with a non-UK primary medical qualification. Now, this is something that 30 or 40 years ago was unheard of, really, for someone from the UK not to go to a UK medical school, to go and study abroad and then register back in the UK. But now, as you can see, every single year it's just going up and up and up. And these are the amount of people that are actually registering back with the GMC after doing their studies abroad from the UK. And every single year we're seeing more and more. Our teams and our doctors are working really hard to help a lot of these graduates to come back and register and do all the paperwork, fill everything in, get started in their work. And it's a tremendous thing just to show that it is possible. You're not just going to be one of 10 or one of 50 or even one of 100. But as you can see here, in just last year, there was almost 1,000 UK students. Now, if you compare that to medical schools in the UK, you've got, what, 7, 8, maybe 9,000 sometimes that graduate per year from UK medical schools. So we're talking over 10% of all UK students now are going abroad for medicine to study, graduate, and come back to register in the UK. It's an outstanding number, and we commend all of those students for taking that leap of faith, and we hope that we'll be able to help many of you in doing the same. So going on from there, just to go through a few more statistics before we start talking about what it's all like abroad. So as you can see here, the UK still requires tens of thousands of doctors just to catch up with the EU average. More than a third of NHS doctors in England are now foreign overseas trained international doctors, and this is from all over the world, just to show again that the General Medical Council is an organization that is very open to international doctors. Sometimes people find it very strange, the idea of going to study abroad, but as you can see from these numbers, it's actually very, very common and very normal. Don't feel like you're the odd one out. If you're someone who's got friends that are going to medical school in the UK, you're going to be going with a huge network of other UK or, as I said, international students. I know we've got a bunch of you joining from around the world. You're going to have an amazing international community. That's what we're trying to show you here, just to put your minds at ease a little bit. And yeah, as you can see, over 10,000 international medical graduates joined the UK in 2023, which is just a fantastic number of international doctors. These are all doctors that have met all the requirements for the GMC and been able to register with no issues whatsoever. So that's enough about the UK and sort of a lot of problems that you guys have at home with your medical schools. I'm now going to pass over to my colleague Edmund, who's going to talk a little bit about how the programs work in Europe and how they may differ from the programs that you're used to. Over to you.
Thank you, Tom. So in many European countries, the Doctor of Medicine, which is MD degree, this is taught in England. And typically it takes 6 years to finish. So usually the programs are divided into two parts. You've got the learning phase, which is where you do a lot of theoretical classroom work, and also you practice a lot in the clinics. Now, this is where you'll focus a lot on doing medical theories and the basics in the classroom. Now, you'll also get the practical experience through clinical hospitals or clinics, if you like. Now, this involves doing tasks like giving injections, drawing blood, measuring blood pressure, and learning how to interact with patients at their bedside. Now, this usually happens in the early stages of the course. So it really gets you quite hands-on early on. And then the final 3 years are your clinical training. That's the most exciting part of medicine. Now, that's where you transition into really practicing, doing practical training with real patients. So you'll work alongside experienced doctors and you'll gain first-hand experience in caring for patients. So really, you get to look at things like pediatrics, internal medicine, all of the kind of the fun specialties out there. Now, MD courses in Europe, you will really spend a lot of your time going through different kind of phases. And you learn a lot more about yourself as an individual because, as cliche as it always sounds when I speak with students, is I love to care for people. And this is amazing to hear. Now, amazing as this is, the MD degree, a question we get asked is, can I use the degree back in the UK or can I practice anywhere in the world? Yes, you can. These are widely accepted internationally and they're recognized in countries like the UK, Australia, Canada, the US, and many, many other countries. Now, when it comes to the dental side of things, just like the MD program, this is also taught in English, which then graduates as either a doctor of dental medicine, which is DMD, or a doctor of dental surgery, which is DDS. Now, it follows a similar path. So it usually takes about 5 to 6 years to complete. Now, the first part of the program, which you'll basically dive into theoretical and practical study. Now, here you'll lay a solid base in your dental knowledge and the skills through the theoretical side of things. So you'll also get to do some hands-on experience on phantom heads as well. And then the second part of the course is the clinical experience. So you get to roll up your sleeves and work directly with real patients. You put your knowledge into action in the more clinical setting. Of course, under the watchful eye of a seasoned dentist who will be watching over you to make sure you're doing the right thing. And of course, they're helping you hone in your skills to perfection. Now, we've done all the research for you in these cases. So the courses here are internationally recognized and also accredited. Now, other courses that we also have is the graduate entry medicine program. Now, the graduate program is, let's just say you finished your high school or your A-levels and you didn't quite get the grades, or you decided, hey, I'll take a gap year or I'll go into a bachelor's program. Now, there are graduate entry programs abroad, which is basically 4 years, exactly like the UK, where the courses are taught in English. The first 2 years of the program are the preclinical setting, so the theoretical and the practical setting. And then the final 2 years are the clinical setting. So you get to go into the hospital and get to treat patients, speak with patients, deal with different patients in different scenarios, as well as looking at different specialties in medicine. And of course, you've got graduate dentistry. Now, that pathway works more of a transfer of credit. So what that is specifically is what the university does is more of an undergraduate program. So they take a look at what you did in your bachelor's degree. Of course, to qualify, you must have a science-based degree. So a bachelor's of biomedical sciences, pharmaceutical sciences. We can take a look at what you have. And they transfer those credits and the modules that you studied into the course. So this can be up to 4 years. You can end up doing the program. Now, of course, everything works on a case by case. So if you do have a degree that you'd like us to have a look, let's have a conversation and see how best we can help you. Now, another option for transferring medical schools and dental schools is a service that we offer. Now, students transfer school for many, many reasons. Some can be financial reasons, some can be family issues, some can be academic, and some can be cultural too. Now, trying to find the right school that will accept you can sometimes be a challenge because you want to make sure you're going to the right place, and whatever reason that caused you to transfer, you don't make the same mistake or reason anymore. Now, no case is too complex for us. We've worked with hundreds of students transfer schools on a yearly basis. And of course, we work with you together on finding the right and suitable options for you. Now, after all, You did all the hard work in going abroad. So continuing your studies is our priority. So essentially what we have to take a look at is your transcript. And we have to match the right school that will accept you. Of course, there are different things that we have to consider, but this is a service that we can do. One of the important things as well is making sure that you go to the right place, which is why we get it right in the first place. And of course, if you did want to transfer, we can take a look at that. Now, another area that we will delve in is tuition fees and living costs in Europe. Now, the tuition fees in Europe varies from country to country. And this can be anything from 3,000 euros all the way to 25,000 a year. Now, a common misconception or belief that low tuition fees in some European countries can equate low or poor quality of education. Now, this is not the case at all. Firstly, it's essential to understand that low tuition fees in certain countries are often made possible by the robust government subsidies and the support for higher education. So these countries basically prioritize in investing in education as a means of really promoting their economic growth and social development. Now, many European countries with low tuition fees, they maintain a high academic standards, of course. They have well-equipped facilities and, of course, renowned international recognized degrees. So it's really important to know that if you did go to a school that, for example, the tuition fees might be 5,000, or a university that charges 20,000 a year, just know that the degrees are recognized exactly the same. And of course, we do our research for you. So when it also comes to living costs, this can range anything from 500, and also depending on the countries. Some countries that might have low tuition fees might have high living costs. But of course, we can discuss and see what makes sense to you and which options that might make financial sense to you. Back to you, Dana.
Thank you, Edmund and Tom. Those are great points, actually, you discussed, and a lot of students ask about them. Now, next, we will talk about the admission process and how it works, and what are the requirements and how we help you as Medlink students. Now, we have a huge team of experts in our admission department. Today, we have Victoria, who is a senior expert admission advisor, who will tell us more about it. Victoria?
Hello, hello.
Hello.
So welcome everyone, and I hope you're ready to embark on a very thrilling journey towards your academic dreams. I'm Victoria. I'm part of the admissions team of Medlink Students, and I'm here to talk to you about the admission requirements that the different universities in Europe may have. So as you can see, the first one is English proficiency. This is, of course, for the non-native English speakers. That may mean that the university would require you to have a certificate. There are universities that instead of a certificate, they would test you themselves with either an interview or an exam that they have organized themselves. Of course, they would need a passport as well. Your high school diploma or the equivalent certificate in your country's high school system. And this high school certificate, they would sometimes need you to have covered the basic sciences like biology, chemistry, physics, and maths. This is because they are universities that are famous for their academic excellence, and as such, they require you to have these requirements. However, there are universities that would accept you even without those specific requirements because they like to give equal opportunities to everyone. So if you have any questions about your specific academic background, feel free to get in touch with our team and we'll run you through all the universities that you could apply to. Don't worry about any of these things because we're here to help you and assist you every step of the way. We will provide you with provisional materials that you may need for the exam. We will also prepare you for an interview if needed. these exams that I was talking about. Some of them are multiple choice questions, some of them are open questions, or maybe a combination of both. Different universities have different ones. And the other things that we would help you with is legalizing, translating, and certifying your documents so you can receive the acceptance letter for the university of your choice. That's not all. We are dedicated to making your application process as smooth as possible and as stress-free as possible for you. So we'll prepare all the documents before we submit them to the university to make sure that they meet the specific requirements. And we would contain constant communication with the universities and the institutions that are involved in the application process, because of course we want to make sure that you would receive the acceptance and that everything would go fine with your medical application. So let us help you take that first step towards an exciting future. Our expert advisors are always here to assist you with everything you need. Inquire now and get ready for an exciting and fulfilling academic journey of studying medicine or dentistry in one of the lovely European countries.
Thank you, Victoria. Now we're going to be talking about the top options in Europe. And I'm going to invite Edmund. Edmund?
An exciting part. By the way, I'm looking at the Q&A and there's so many questions coming in. Wow. You guys came in very prepared. I'm loving all of the questions. Keep them coming. So, over the last decade, Europe really has emerged as a really high hub for quality English-taught medical programs and dental programs, and they offer a diverse opportunity for everybody. Now, tonight we'll take a look at some of the top areas that we had the most application in the last year. Now, each one of these countries offers unique advantage and a variety of educational experiences, from the likes of Georgia, Serbia, Latvia, all of the countries that are listed here. Now, over the last decade as well, we have carefully selected more than 100 medical schools and dental schools which teach in English, of course. Now, we understand that each student is unique. And so our goal is to match you to the perfect opportunity. Now, one of the universities that I'm going to invite to talk about tonight is CATTOLICA Tbilisi Medical Academy, or TMA in short. Now, this university provides medicine, of course, which is taught in English. And as I mentioned before, you graduate there as an MD, which is a Doctor of Medical Medicine course. Now, the tuition fees vary, of course, which is €6,500 per year, which is really affordable. Now, the amazing thing about the school is you don't have to worry about MCAT or UCAT or BMAT. You don't worry about any of that. You just have to sit an interview, which we prepare you for, of course, with our team, and make sure that you have the questions, make sure that you have the right preparation, everything to do with preparing for your personal statement. We'll guide you through all of that. The amazing thing about the school as well is that they have 2 intakes. So if you couldn't join the October intake, you also have the option of joining the spring, which is in March. Now, of course, the applications are open for this year, this October. Now, the university has received a lot of applications this year. So they're going to work on a first come, first serve. They do have a deadline, of course, but if you wait to the deadline, you will end up starting in the next intake. Now, if you did want to start this year, let's have a conversation and see how best we can help you take advantage of starting this year. Now, of course, I'm not here to talk about all the amazing things about the school. I'll let the students do that. So we do have a student who is with us tonight, and they're going to talk about their experience, what it's like to study there, how their journey even started, just so you can understand what it's like to study at TMA. So we have Jasira. Are you there?
Yes. Hello.
Oh, hello, Jasira. How are you?
Hello, good evening. I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, very well. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're very excited. Everyone's here. Could you tell us a bit about sort of your journey and how you ended up at TMA?
Yes, so currently I am a first semester student in TMA. And my journey basically started because I was looking for different universities that I could apply to study medicine in Europe. And just on my online research, I stumbled upon Medlink Students, and I scheduled an inquiry with Dana Mays. And after that, the process started with TMA, and here I am today.
Fantastic. And how was your kind of experience with us from when you first spoke with Dana and of course getting accepted and going out there? How was that experience overall?
It was honestly very smooth. I felt like it was secure. Like at the beginning, I thought, well, maybe it's a scam. But yeah, they the different consultants, they give you a lot of reassurance, and since the process is very followed up, basically, I didn't really have a lot of trouble. Also, my political status, let's say like my passport and all the documents, I didn't have to do extra steps like visa and all of that. So for me, at least, it was very easy and smooth. It was a very good process.
Fantastic. And when you got accepted, how was that process from you getting ready to go out there and then going out there? How was that process for you?
Honestly, it was a little scary at first, since it was the first time that I was going to be away from my home, my parents. So I had to mentally prepare myself in order to live alone in a foreign country. But I did some research on Georgia as a country, and I found that it is a relatively safe country. So that reassured me and my parents, obviously. And yeah, otherwise it was good. I don't know.
Fantastic. Since you've been there now, you're studying first year, you're in medical school. The real work has started. You've done all the hard work. How is your day to day as a medical student? What's that experience like?
Well, in TMA, the classes are divided in lectures and seminars. So in the lecture, the teacher would just give us the topic and introduce the topic. And then in the seminar, we would go more in depth about these topics and have a more interactive class. And it is true that the work is slowly piling up, but something that I really like about TMA is that um, there is a progressive work. So it's not like at the end of the semester you do all the exams. They have something called GOTS, or growth oriented tests, that they do every 2 to 3 weeks in order to see how the student is progressing in the classes. And then we have midterms and final exams. So I really like that structure that keeps me working every single day.
Fantastic. Since you've been there, and of course, it seems like you've really integrated yourself into school and the environment. How have you found diversity in the school and in the city? This is the biggest concern for a lot of our students.
Yeah, it's extremely diverse. I have had the opportunity to meet with people from all over the world, or all kinds of origins, nationalities, and it's honestly very fun to interact with people that otherwise I wouldn't have met in other circumstances or in other countries. And in the city, especially by the metro station and all of that, you do see that kind of variety and diversity of colors and cultures.
Ah, amazing, amazing. Thank you for that reassurance. Um, Last question for you. Now, there are a lot of students watching tonight, some who are still nervous to take that step because, as you were thinking, they were in the same position as you are. maybe some parents also watching, but what advice do you have for those students? Because you're a medical student now,
Mm.
and they're still nervous about taking that step and going abroad because they know that they will also be able to, find an opportunity. What advice do you have for them?
Honestly, the best piece of advice that I have is just go for it. If this is really your dream and what you want to dedicate your life to, it doesn't matter where you study. At the end of the day, you will be a doctor, and studying in these universities gives you an international title, so you can basically go back to your home countries and work as a doctor there. So it is hard at the beginning. Obviously, you feel a little bit homesick. That's the reality. But I think that it's worth it. It's worth it for our future and for our happiness, I guess.
Thank you so much. Love it. Thank you. It's been
Thank you.
inspiring, and I know you probably stay out around for. There are questions that are coming for you, I know, but we will hopefully stick around for the Q&A. But yeah, thank you for sharing that with us.
All right. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
All right. So, of course, we have a university representative, and it's one of the professors. We have Professor Iya. Are you with us?
Good day. Unfortunately, Professor Iya is not able to join us today. And my name is Maya Ratishvili. I'm admission officer at Tbilisi Medical Academy. And I'm the first who meets all the students international who comes because I'm the first face which they meet on online interview. Let me tell you briefly about our university. We are not a big university as might other things. We are orientated on a quality of study where all students are feeling well, and also what is very important from my point of view, it is student-orientated institution. Now our student, yes, she was talking about her personal experience, and we always welcome our students to give us a feedback in regard of study process, environment, facilities, what they want to see in the future, because it's really very important for us. It's not just life institution is always developing, and for this development we need to know in which way it's better to go and who is the best idea giver. Yes, in this case, our students. Therefore, we every day implement student-oriented environment. Also, I want to say that in Tbilisi Medical Academy, as the students mentioned, yes, it's very progressive. We are orientated in innovations, and we are always implementing these innovations in study process. It's really very important to bring the knowledge through modern teaching methods. You might have a great program, but if you don't make it interesting for your students, yes, it is very base and old type of teaching. We have Belgium experts who always give us the directions how it's better to improve curriculum. Also, we get the information all the time on the base of the students that it's very important for them to have extracurriculum activities, because sometimes you just need to relax. You need to be doing something. Therefore, we have different projects what help students to be in medicine, to improve their skills, but also to go ahead and have some fun. Therefore, medicine and the art is more than welcomed at TMA. We have different projects in this case, where our students, we have a lot of welcome parties, because it's we believe that students need some fun time to time. Also, what I will emphasize, and it's really very good one, that we started from autumn 2023 have a scholarship for our international students. And under this scholarship, we motivate our students not only to have a high GPA and improve their knowledge and improve their skills, but also to reduce their tuition fee during studying at TMA. Every semester, based on the previous semester GPA and active involving in extracurriculum activities, they have opportunity to pay less next semester and be granted. Also, I want to say that we have exchange programs, and it is summer schools, Erasmus plus credit mobility programs. And of course, I want to say that our student here, she mentions that it gives international ties. Therefore, exchange programs make these ties even stronger, and also give our students opportunity to have different experience from TMA. I believe that these all are interesting for future doctors who wants to be orientated not only knowledge, but also for international ties, to have the diploma which is recognized by WFME, ESFMC, GMC, and etc. many international organizations. Also for students who want to be not just doctors with MD diplomas, but doctors with professionalism and with skills, because during the study, cutting-edge innovating curriculum includes early clinical exposure, portfolio, simulate patients from the first semester. So from the beginning, all our students have the opportunity to be in touch with clinical skills, and this symbiosis of theoretical knowledge with practical skills, which is together. We believe that it's all are very important. Also, at the end of the presentation, I will add just one thing, that our students, local Georgian one, as well as international ones, we have the elections, and they're choosing their representative in curriculum committee, in advisory board. So the students are presented in all levels. And of course, the students have students' academy as well, students' union, so-called. I think this is the main topics which I wanted to emphasize and wanted to show, and I'm pretty sure that with Medlink help, the students get even more information after the webinar. Of course, we always welcome students to write and to contact, but from my experience, because I mostly have the very close and tight relations with Medlink, yes, all those applicants, prospective students who come, they have full information about TMA. So we are more than welcome everybody, and wish you a good luck in the future.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Maya, for such an in-depth overview of the university. I'm sure that the students are very excited and looking forward to welcoming them all this year. All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a great evening ahead. Thank you,
Right.
Edmund. Bye.
Thank you. All right. So a question that's come in for Jasira, which I think would be good to ask as we're still on this topic, is how is the English of the teachers? This is for Jasira, the student.
So
yeah, honestly, the teacher's English is very good. I mean, English is not my first language, so I cannot really judge. But yeah, they are, you understand what they're saying. They completely make their point, and we receive the message, so it's really good. Some teachers have a higher English level than others, but in general, we can say that it is really good.
Fantastic. Thank you. It's been coming through. So I thought while I was on the topic, it'd be better to ask this question because there's a concern also for students. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. So let's look at, while we're still in Georgia, let's look at another university that we also are partners with. Now, this is the European University of Tbilisi, EUT. Again, they also offer medicine and dentistry. Medicine is 6 years, dentistry is 5. Now, of course, just as TMA, there isn't an entrance exam to prepare. There's more of an interview, which we're preparing for, which is a video call. Now, tuition fees, of course, ranges from $5,000 per year, and they can be paid in 2 installments. And the university is one of the schools with their own private dorms, which of course comes equipped with, of course, ensuite. Now you can share or you can have your own place. They also have an intake, which we have been discussing with the school. Now, this is just due to a lot of popular demand of students wanting to apply to European University. They have opened an intake in May. Now, of course, this is, of course, based on a first come, first served basis. There is the October intake for our students who are still waiting to get their results for A-levels, and so we can still apply for you. For the ones that are finished, we can still try and get an application sorted. So get in touch, and we can look into an option for you. Of course, don't wait too long because the seats won't wait for you. All right. Now, European University as a medical school, fantastic university with amazing facilities. They just recently also opened the Joanne Center, which is their hospital. Now, one of the biggest goals for the school was to bring in an in-house facility where the students could do a lot of their labs, all of their clinical skills, and also be able to have real life patients all on campus. Now, of course, when you look at their dental facilities as well, they just also opened the dental clinic, which means a lot of things are being brought back in-house. So all the facilities that they will have, these are brand new. And of course, they have hired expert dentists to come in and help. The students there get a lot of hands-on experience whilst they're there with patients and also with phantom ledge, as you can see there. Now, it's not just all work and no play. They do have a lot of activities that they organize for the students. For example, they have things like welcome events, they have graduation ceremonies, they have summer parties as well, which then allows the students to get to know other students from different years and different cities, which basically makes the course quite enjoyable. One thing they do have, which a lot of the students tend to enjoy, is they have what they call the support, the student support advisor. Now, this is someone who you go to when you first join the course, and they sit on top of also the support that we give all our students. So picture yourself with, a deadline coming and you're not able to meet that. And the support managers, they're there to support you and help you, speaking with the lecturers to make sure that you can still meet the deadlines. Now, of course, we have on-ground team who are also there to make sure that when you first arrive, you're welcome. Now, there are so many reasons to study at the European University. You have access to a lot of clinical facilities. You have the state-of-the-art simulation centers that they have. Most importantly, you have the opportunity to have a recognized degree, something that you can use in the US, in the UK, in Australia, and many others. All right. Now, let's delve into a different area. Now, this is the Caribbean. This is a region that we've been exploring quite eagerly. And of course, we are always excited to unveil some other universities or institutions to you. So let me introduce you guys to Richmond Gabriel University College of Medicine, RGU. Now, this is in the idyllic St. Vincent Island. Now, RGU represents a comprehensive 4-year graduate entry medicine program. which is all conducted in English. Now, graduating from there will give you a Doctor of Medicine program. Now, for those of you who have completed your A-levels and you dream of joining their program, they also have an exceptional opportunity for you guys. They've crafted their own pre-med course, which basically seamlessly transitions you into their 4-year program. And what's more is there is no need or the need for you to worry about UCAT, MCAT, GAMSTAT. Instead, we guide you through a streamlined video interview process. Now, they offer 3 intakes a year, and the intakes start from September, January, and May, which gives you the flexibility to really start your journey. Now, today, we have invited a student to share their first-hand experience with us, but also we have a graduate to share their experience with you all and how their journey went, and how it's been also returning back into the Medical Council to register in the UK. So first, I'd like to invite our graduate, Dr. Jemima, to come in and talk about her experience. Dr. Jemima?
Hello.
Hello, thank you so much for joining us. And could you tell us a bit about your experience and how you ended up at RGU?
Okay, so this is my experience. So I wanted to go to Europe to study, but because of the years of studying Europe, it's like 6 years, which is really long. So I got encouraged by my auntie to try the Caribbean, and I decided to go to the Caribbean, which is just about 4 years. But that depends on the qualification you're going with. So we have 2 sessions. We have the pre-med and the pre-med level and the MD level. So with the pre-med level, you can just finish your GCSE at the age of 16 and go straight to medical school and start with a pre-med level. Or if you got a degree in biomedical, any science degree, then you can go straight to the MD program, which is about 4 years of studying in the Caribbean. So that was my experience. So I decided to do that because I felt like it was going to be shorter for me. I can easily finish medical school on time. And that's why I went down there. Yeah.
Fantastic. How was your medical journey studying at RGU?
Say that again?
How was your journey, as you were studying at RGU? How was your journey throughout from starting from pre-med all the way to the end?
Okay, so my journey was it was a mixed emotions as well. I won't say medical school is not an easy peasy thing. So just because it's in Caribbean doesn't mean it's going to be easy or it's going to be easier than other medical schools in Europe. So I started from pre-med, but I didn't start from the beginning of pre-med. I started from pre-med 3 because they had to check my A-levels results and some of my GCSE, so I had to start from pre-med 3. So with the pre-med 3, you do a bit of some pre-med courses, then that will take you to MD level. So with the MD level, we have 2 sessions. We have the basic medicine and the clinical medicine. With the basic medicine, that's when you're still in class, you're doing the basic, you're doing your anatomy, your physiology, pharmacology, what other subjects did we do? This belong actually, epidemiology, embryology. So you do the basic there. Then after doing that for like 2 years, then you move to your clinical medicine when you have to be at the side of patient bedside, get to see patients, get to work with consultants. So with that, for your clinical medicine, you get to go to America or stay in the country, which is St. Vincent, to do your clinical medicine. So it all depends on what you want. Then with your clinical medicine, you have the core rotation and the clinical, the elective rotation. I decided to come down to UK to finish up my elective rotation because you have the opportunity to come back to UK. So I went to UCL to finish up UCL, University of College London, to do my elective program. Then for my clinicals, I went to Jamaica to do my clinicals. I had the opportunity to go to America, but because I felt like Jamaica clinical rotation is closer to UK, because my intention is to come back to UK and practice medicine. So I decided to come back here. So with the basic medicine, you have the opportunity to, to go to the cadaver room to see the human anatomy, how the human body is being made. You have opportunity to also have, I think we do patient relationship. I don't know if they've changed it. It's been long, like this is years ago. So that's it really. So it was tough, but it's doable. And my school tends to pair you up with a study partner that tends to make sure you're studying. Then we also were given a private, not private tutor, like a personal tutor that keeps you in check and see how you're doing with your grades and make sure that you're on top of your work, you're not slacking. And our library is open. I think library then, I don't know about now, but then we had the opportunity to stay in the library till late, and we have our school buses that take us from our houses to school, then school to houses. Then they tend to take you for shopping as well every Friday when you want to do your shopping. So it was really good actually. But the only hard part was studying, but you still have to study because that's why you're studying medicine. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Now, you have gone through medical school. You are now a doctor. How was your experience of registering back in the UK? How was it registering with the GMC? How was that process for you?
Okay, I would say it's very easy if you're up to date with time. With the UK, with GMC is all about timing. You need to know when is this, when is that. So I'm going to use myself as an example. So let's say you finish medical school by maybe last year, or maybe you finish medical school in May, and you want to start your FY1 in UK. So you need to register with Aureus by July. So when you register with Aureus, you tend to pick the hospitals you want to work. Then you prepare for your PLAB. Then as you're doing that, you're also going to register with GMC. So all you need to put, so the good thing, like apparently I got an email recently, you don't have to worry about the English test anymore. My school is one of the schools that is exempted, so you don't need to worry about writing the IELTS exam. So you can just apply. What you need to be worried about is your PLAB 1 and PLAB 2. Those are the two things you need to be worried about. And you don't have to pay for anything. The only thing you need to pay for is your PLABs, the PLAB 1 and the PLAB 2. So make sure you know when the registration is up. So if you're starting from FY1, Aureus open in July. But if you want to do, let's say you want to start from SHO, you don't need to think about Aureus anymore. So you go straight to GMC, you write your PLAB, that's the PLAB 1, PLAB 2, then you apply for job. But if you're starting from FY1, you definitely have to go through Aureus, because Aureus will decide where they'll place you. You don't have to stress yourself looking for a job. So in my opinion, or my advice, I would say it's best for you to start from FY1 so that you can start from, you have a foundation of how UK medicine work. If that makes sense.
Yeah, fantastic. Very privileged to have you, of course, always joining us. We do have a fantastic interview and a thorough one where you talk about, life there, distractions and making sure you take your course seriously. And of course, it's on our YouTube channel. And one question that I want to ask you, of course, this is the last question, which a lot of students, when we talk to, is distance. Why was distance not an issue for you going to the Caribbean?
Like, if you really want to study medicine, you shouldn't have any barrier in front of you. Distance should not be a barrier, in my opinion. So to me, can I be honest? Like, So my semester was every 3 months, and guess what? Every 3 months, I'm always in UK. I'm always in UK. So distance was never an issue for me. It's doable. It's just about 8 hours journey. And if I can do it, you can do it. And the reason why I was coming to UK back was because I come back, make a bit of money, then go back to Caribbean. And yeah, so distance was never an issue. I actually love traveling. If you love traveling, that should not be an issue. But you don't have to do what I did. You can just stay and finish your medical career and come back home once. It all depends on what you want.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. There are lots of questions coming in for you. I know
no
you'll probably
problem.
stick around for the Q&A. But yes, thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much,
So,
Edmund.
of course, as Dr. Jemima was saying, one of the things that we do, registering with the GMC can be sometimes a daunting process. Now, what we do as Medlink is Medlink students, we help you with this process. We are with you from the moment you start a conversation with us, going out there, studying, and then coming back to the UK. We also assist you with the registration. All right, so we have another student who's actually studying currently at RGU. Asomchi, are you with us?
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Oh, hello. Asomchi, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Ah, fantastic. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, very well, very well. So, I think last time you joined us, thank you for joining us. Last time you joined, you were doing your pre-med. How is that going? And tell us about your journey so far.
Yeah, so last time I was on my pre-med. Right now I'm still currently doing the pre-med. Just in the last bits of the second semester. So I got like 2 or 3 weeks left. So the pre-med is currently going well. We covered a lot of subjects from maths, biostats, physics, chemistry, English, a whole lot of subjects. Those have been really helpful for me. Especially the medical terminology. This is one area of the course in which you learn about the medical terms, diseases and like personnels that treat certain parts of the body. So that in particular has been very helpful to me to be able to understand stuff that happen in the medical world.
Fantastic. And are you on campus now, or have you flown back on campus? And what is your situation there?
Currently I'm still I've been in the UK since the start of the course, so I've been joining the classes online, doing my exams online. But I plan on going to the campus very soon to at least look around before actually after the pre-med joining in with the main lot come September. So hopefully, yeah, those are my current plans to come there.
Okay, just for some context, of course, you're doing your pre-med. This is the basic sciences before you jump into the 4-year program. Now, how are you managing that, of course, as well as your daily life? What is that looking like for you?
Yeah, so it's a bit of a wild one because the time in the UK and the time in the Caribbean is quite different. So usually the lessons there are from 8 to about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. But for me in the UK, it's still different times, usually from 12 to 7, or right now, since the time for the summer has moved forward, is currently from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. So it's really a bit of a difficult one because I have to do most of my stuff in the mornings before actually joining the lessons. But I've been able to, at the start it was a bit difficult, but right now I've been able to cope. I'm able to do this the things I need to do in the morning, do them efficiently, do them quickly, and then do them properly before actually joining in with the with the lessons. So I'm able to do that. I'm able to do my works, then join the lessons in the evening.
Okay, fantastic. And since joining the online section, of course, doing the pre-med, have you been able to connect with other students whilst you're doing this?
Yeah, other students are quite friendly. So there's a couple of us online. Now we have a separate group chat for us that online because all our subjects are together. Then so the people on campus as well, we also have a group chat with them a lot as well. Everyone is quite welcoming. They've told us a lot of good stuff. about the campus, about the teachers there. So I'm really looking forward to actually going there, see those people in person, relate to them in person, and also see the teachers on campus and have a good look at the campus as well.
Fantastic. And finally for you, Somchi, I know you're very excited in starting. Now you're a medical student. How was
Yeah.
your journey with Medlink Students from kind of the start of inquiring with us to where you are now? How was that experience for you?
Yeah, it was really easy experience. I got because in the UK, so I did my A levels, so I got my A level grades back. I got the required grades, but then I didn't get into the universities for med school here in the UK. So I saw options because I really want to study medicine. Still want to. So I saw options in which I can still carry out medicine, study medicine. Then I had a look around and I saw Medlink. I made a few inquiries, and then I told them that I'm on a gap here, so I would like to actually take this gap and do some things. So then they gave me the proposition of the Richmond Gabriel University, because the pre-med you could do online for 1 year. So this was really flexible with my timing and things I wanted to do. So I was able to take up that option, and then the process of applying was really easy. Just had to do some couple of like an interview, which was really smooth, and then I got the offer, and I started the program in September.
Wow. You made it sound very, very summarized and easy. Of course, it was every
Yeah,
step of the journey. And this is essentially what we're here to do, is to make the process very seamless for you. So thank
yeah,
you. Thank you for joining us.
of
Of
course.
course, we are very excited to see when you go on campus, and we will invite you to tell us how things are there for you. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for joining
definitely.
us.
Yeah. No worries. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Now we're going to delve into studying at Serbia, and I want to invite back my colleague Dana. Dana?
So now we're going to discuss Serbia, one of the most popular options now for students to study medicine and dentistry. University of Novi Sad is considered one of the top universities to study medicine and dentistry. They have both courses. They're 6 years, and they are fully taught in English. In addition, they have a pharmacy degree. Now, they do have a basic entrance exam that covers biology and chemistry. It's to test your basic knowledge on biology and chemistry, and we will be helping you prepare for this exam. Tuition fees are about 6,500 euros a year, and the cost of living is around 700 euros a month. Now, according to accommodation, it's a common question that we get. Usually we help students find a suitable apartment that is close to the university with a very good price. And most importantly, the next intake, because it's very important that you know when's the next intake. The next intake is in October. And to announce an exciting thing here is that we have a student from Novi Sad to tell us more about our experience. Merita?
Hiya, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. How are you, Merita? All good?
I'm good, thanks. You?
So, Merita, can you tell us a little bit more about your experience with Medlink settling into a new city like Novi Sad?
So basically, I contacted Medlink because I wanted to move to an in-person university. I was initially online at a different university, but I was really interested in transferring. So basically, I spoke to Medlink and they helped me choose the University of Novi Sad. It was a really easy conversation, and basically getting all my documents sorted, Medlink handled literally everything. So like all of a sudden I got a message from them saying everything's done, book a plane ticket, you're going. I thought it was a dream. So literally it took a few days to settle in mentally, and then I booked a ticket and I went, and literally I go to different countries alone, mainly settle in, mainly to get used to being alone, because initially I'm not going to be there with my family members around me. So I need to be able to find my feet. The moment I landed in, first of all, you land in Belgrade and then you take a train to Novi Sad. I messaged Medlink that, hey, I'm in Novi Sad now. And they were like, awesome. we've got an on-ground person there. We'll put you in contact with, and this person has been amazing. His name is Milan. So basically, he took me to the university the next day. We matriculated, so we got all my documents and everything sorted really quickly. We've got a university index book that we take to all our subjects, and at the end of each subject, we get the index book signed. And things like setting up a bank account was really easy. Even looking at getting a residency permit, easiest thing ever. Like getting a apartment was really, really easy because apartments go quickly. So you basically start looking for an apartment once you get to that city. And Medlink helped me with all of that. They also took really on board what I wanted out of an apartment. Since I'm going to be spending the next 6 years there, that was something that was really significant to me. So it was really easy to find something that was within my price range. And also in terms of the cost of living as well, that amount that's listed there is the maximum that students are roundabout likely to spend. But a lot of students like myself don't even spend nearly that much. And it's been really, really good to get around the city, really easy to settle in as well. And another thing that I wanted to say was really important to me was availability of healthcare, mainly because I'm from the UK, I've got needs that need to be met. So Medlink helped me find a GP that spoke English and was able to sort out my medication in the city. It was an easy process. It really didn't take anything at all.
Looks like you're having a great experience there.
I am.
As a medical student at Novi Sad University, Merita, can you tell us a little bit more about your academic journey, like the classes, the university?
Yeah, so our classes, they're broken up into lectures, and then you have smaller groups for different classes. So for example, in anatomy, we have big anatomy lectures, and then we have smaller anatomy groups where we are presented with the cadaver right in front of us. And this happens every single week. So every single week you'll be with a anatomy professor who will show you different parts on the cadaver, such as the veins and the nerves and all those kind of things. And you have an opportunity to actually touch and hold the cadavers and also understand as well about the ethics, because now that you're working, a cadaver is a human being, so you need to understand how to work with a human being. So they will teach you about the etiquette that you will use whilst you're there, and also when you go into the third year onwards, you will be interacting with patients, so you need to learn about bedside manner. So being able to understand those was really, really good. So we broke up into those smaller groups, and we were each able to spend time with the cadavers, and that's every single week. So yeah.
All right. Well, it was lovely to hear your experience, Marita. Seems you're having a great experience there.
Yeah.
I'm sure students will have many other questions. Maybe if you're still available by the end of the webinar in our Q&A, we can ask you some questions.
Of course. And I also work in healthcare as well. I'm a nurse, so being able to bridge the gap and see the difference between practice as well as being able to put that practice into action really helped as well. So yeah, I will stick around towards the end if anyone has any additional questions for me.
Thank you. And thank you for sharing your experience. Now we're going to discuss an option in Czech Republic. Tom?
Thanks, Dana. Thank you. Yes, we're going to talk a little bit about Charles University, one of the most prestigious schools in Central Europe, where hundreds of international students decide to take upon this opportunity and go and study here every single year. It's located, of course, in the magnificent city of Prague, capital of Czech Republic. They do a fully English taught course in medicine. There is an entrance exam that you have to attend, something to be aware of. We do provide you with materials to help you prepare for that. Tuition fees, as you can see, 17,000 euros per year. Cost of living, of course, this varies a lot depending on you as an individual, but around 1,200 euros per month. And the accommodation, we have there, as you can see, private accommodation or dormitories that are also available. Next intake is this October, but I need to make it very clear to all of you that the deadline is fast approaching and we're right at the end of when we would be starting a lot of the applications for Charles University. Okay, so we've got a couple of people here with us. I want to start by inviting Petra Fabingarova, who is the coordinator for international students at Charles University. Petra, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi,
Hello.
Petra. Lovely to see you again.
Sorry.
It's lovely to see you again. Can we
Yeah.
hear a little bit about your school from you?
Okay, perfect. I am very happy to be here. Thank you, Medlink, for inviting not only me, but also our student Pallavi Gupta. I think she is somewhere. And I would like to talk about second Faculty of Medicine, Charles University. Right now, you are looking at the pictures from our new campus because we opened this building 2 years ago. So you can see completely new building. And also you could probably notice the symbol of our faculty, pelican, the symbol, not only symbol of the medical studies, but also symbol of dedication. So this is the symbol of medical faculty since our university was founded in 1348. So we are very old university, very old medical school. Our new campus allows you to have all subjects under one roof. All first, second and third year subjects are taught here, so you don't have to travel anywhere. Of course, Prague public transport is very comfortable, but it's not necessary to travel during the day. You can just come to the building. And first 3 years, our students spent in this new building, and other 3 years clinical subjects in the hospital, which is very close. You can see pictures from the most modern anatomy department in the Czech Republic, and you can see that our students are taught using real cadavers. So they spend many hours every week in the dissection room, plus they have 2 weeks of special anatomy training during the afternoons. So they can learn about a human body from many, many sides. Our faculty is small, and it's big advantage because you can see anatomage table, so all students can be familiar with not only with cadavers but also with other equipment we have, and we have enough time to answer all questions, to provide individual approach to each student, to recognize if there is some difficulty during the studies, and we can help at the beginning, not when the problem is so big. Yeah, again, one more picture from our autopsy room. We have also upper year students who teach anatomy and other subjects. So not only teachers as professors are participating, so students can understand maybe more what other students need, and they can help them better. You can see that our students practice from the beginning. So they have nursing classes. In the first year, they learn how to take blood, how to measure the blood pressure, for instance. So they meet patients from the beginning of their studies, not only during clinical years in the second half of study. Our teachers are very enthusiastic, and students usually enjoy studies a lot. Probably Pallavi will talk about it more. Right now, we are looking at the dormitory on the left, which we offer, and one of the subway stations we have in Prague. Our campus is located not in the downtown, but 15 minutes by subway far from the downtown. It's very easy to get there, very convenient. So students have no difficulty to travel within Prague. Prague is very easy living city. Our faculty is very small, but we are located in the largest hospital in the Central Europe. It offers not only excellent teaching, but also it means that our students can see very rare cases, very difficult cases. They can see diseases which don't appear so often. So this is one of the great things we can offer if you decide to study at second faculty of medicine. Of course, you will spend a lot of time studying, but not only studying, because we offer also many extracurricular activities. We organize Freshers Week for newcoming students to help them to settle in Prague smoothly without any problems. At the end, there is a white coat ceremony, which you can see pictures of right now. We have many sport courses, culture events. If you like to play football, we have a football team. If you like to play hockey, we have a hockey team. Actually, right now, our hockey team is playing against the science faculty. So I am very interested in the result. Unfortunately, I can't attend that match. We have the choir, if you like singing. We organize concerts for students and professors. We have annual faculty ball, and many activities are organized in cooperation with our Association of Medical Students, AIMS, which president is Pallavi. So I would like to ask Pallavi if she can say something about activities they organize for our students.
Yes, of course. Hopefully you guys can all hear me. I am Pallavi. I'm the president of the International Association. Our job as the International Association is to try to provide support and be the liaison between the students and the professors. Like Petra mentioned, we partake in organizing Freshers Week for the incoming students. So that includes the white coat ceremony, which is a wonderful ceremony. I have to recommend bringing your loved ones. It's an amazing event to witness as a family member as well as the incoming student yourself. We also tour around Prague to make sure everyone sees the beautiful city and experiences it as much as they can. Studying is important, but we want to make sure we really take advantage of where we're living as well. Along with that, during the year, we have other more academic-oriented events as well as social events. So our academic events include workshops for things like suturing. Recently, we had a great seminar and workshop on treating pulmonology diseases. We have another one coming up for advanced life support, which is going to be very exciting. So these are some of the academic events that we provide as AIMS. And then our social events is also to provide some space for students to come together and meet each other, relax. It's a tough program, as all medical programs are, and we all need some downtime to relax. So we have pub quizzes, we have sports themed events. We also try to do more casual events, maybe some board games have been organized. We do bake sales at the school to help motivate our students to study and get through their days with as much energy as possible. So that's just a small fraction of what AIMS does. As a student, I can very confidently say that I agree with Petra that having this faculty be so small is a huge advantage. The opportunities are amazing, and the international group specifically is quite small. And what that allows is for us to be a very tight-knit community, which I think is one of the best things about this university. Medical school, medicine in general, is not a solo sport. It's definitely, it requires a lot of team effort. And I think when you're in a community where you have that support, not just from your professors and your administrative support, but also from your peers, where you can talk to each other when you're having a hard time, where you can ask questions about notes, you can ask questions about exam experiences. It's really it's a huge resource. So that's one of the best things about this university, and I am very happy that I chose to come here.
Yeah, and we are very happy to have Pallavi as a student, because she is actually one of the most excellent students we have. I would like also to mention that we have podcasts for those who are who would like to learn more about our faculty. So if you have any questions, of course, you can ask the student advisor from Medlink, because they know all facts and all data about our faculty very well. But if you want to know the student point of view, you can look at the faculty website and find the podcast and listen to them. And I forgot to mention one very exciting social event. We organize a forever party for our students who graduate. So the evening before the graduation ceremony, we have a special party for students, or actually former students and their families, and faculty representatives and teachers. And it's usually a very beautiful event. So I think it was for it to survive all 6 years, to pass all exams, because this party was for it.
Petra, thank you so much. And we can really tell just by listening to you and then Pallavi just how much care and attention you put into the students' experience at your university, and to make sure that they're supported, and there's so much compassion there, and it's fantastic. And I think anyone that's able to get into your university is lucky to be there. It's a really great opportunity. We love the position that we have, being able to work with such a supportive school for the students, the smaller class sizes, the clinicals, the aspects that you have, the location, everything works really well. And we're very, very happy to be working so closely with you. And as I said, just for everyone here this evening, please do let us know as soon as possible if you have an interest in Charles University Second Faculty of Medicine, because time is catching up with us and we need to get things started as soon as possible. Thank you both so much for joining. We may have some questions later on in the Q&A. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much for inviting us. We really value our cooperation, and special thanks to Pallavi that she could join our meeting. Thank you, Pallavi, for your help.
Thank you both.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on then from this fantastic school, we're now going to be discussing an Italian medical school, one of the largest, or if not the largest, I believe, private medical university in Europe, and that is Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore. And we have a special guest again for the university. It's a representative from the school, Arianna Malsavi. Arianna, are you with us?
Hello, Tom. Ciao. Yes, I'm
Ciao.
here. Can you
How
hear
are you?
me?
Yes, I can hear you very well. Can you
Perfect.
tell us a little bit about your school?
Thank you. Yes. First of all, I'm happy to be here, Medlink. This is the first time we're
I'm
so
sure
we're
we will.
talking. Hopefully, right? Fingers crossed. I'm telling you, fingers crossed, because the program we are sharing tonight with our guests is our medicine program, taught in Bolzano. It is a brand new program. Università Cattolica is a huge university. Okay, we're a comprehensive university, the largest private, non-for-profit, and Ministry of Education recognized university in Europe. So we're a huge one. Our Faculty of Medicine and Surgery is based in Rome, but this program we teach in Bolzano, which is located in the north of Italy, is a brand new one, but it builds on a solid 60 years of experience of our Faculty of Medicine and Surgery, because at Cattolica we started teaching medicine in the 60s. Okay, and that was in Rome, and we opened another medicine and surgery program, English taught in Rome, about 10 years ago. But this one in Bolzano is brand new. It is fully taught in English. It is a 6-year program, similar to most medical programs in Europe, I would say, but you are the expert here. So at the end of the 6 years, the students will have their 360 credits. The peculiarity of this program is that, yes, fully taught in English, but the internship part, it's going to be in Italian and in German. And this is because of the special location of the campus of Bolzano. It's in the north of Italy, and it's a autonomous special region. Okay, it's in the Sud Tyrol. So the people, Italian people, there actually speak both languages. It's a bilingual city, Italian and German. Students do not be worried about this, okay, because there's no Italian or German entry requirement for you. We'll be teach you Italian, we'll be teach you German. If you already speak German or Italian, that's even better. The thing is, you'll need to learn that, because when it will be the time to speak with the local community, with the local patients, you'll need to communicate in their native language. But I guess it is the same for all the medical schools being placed in non-native English-speaking countries. I was saying 6 years program, there is an entrance exam. Yes, we do not have an interview. It's very democratic, I would say. There is an entrance exam. Applications are open for this coming intake, September 2024. I want to say this immediately to our students. So if you're interested in applying for the Bolzano program at Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore, applications will close on April the 24th. So you have about 20 days to submit your application. The entrance exam is going to be on May the 18th. Please, if you're interested in that, get in touch with Medlink at the end of the webinar, so they can support you with the documents you need to collect in order to submit the application, and also giving you information on how the entrance exam is going to be organized. This program in Bolzano has a maximum capacity of 60 seats, okay, 60. And they are divided 50 for European Union candidates, meaning students having a EU passport, and 10 for non-EU candidates. If you're interested in the medicine and surgery program taught in Rome, that's another story, because on the contrary, we have more seats available for non-EU passport holders and less for EU passport holders. But focusing on Bolzano, the entrance exam will be held in person in one of our test centers, and we have test centers all around the globe. And it's going to be anyway a computer-based test. While for non-EU passport holders, the entrance exam will be administered remotely. It's going to be May the 18th anyway. So non-EU passport holders, you can take the test from home, basically, using the proctoring system. If you have a EU passport, you need to take that in a test center. The entrance exam is a written test. It's a multiple choice computer-based entrance test, 65 questions. You have general knowledge, biology, chemistry, physics, mathematics, ethics. You have 65 minutes to complete the test, and you can prepare for that. On the university website, you will see that there's materials you can download. Tuition fee wise, the program has a flat tuition fee of 18,000 euros per year. That's an annual tuition fee, and the students can apply for the scholarships provided by Bolzano and the region of Sud Tyrol, where Bolzano is located. In order to be eligible for the scholarships, there are a couple of requirements. So language certificates, because just for the scholarship, not to be eligible for the program, you need to have this B2 language certificate, Italian and German, and you'll have to commit to continue your future professional activities within the healthcare system of the Alto Adige region, again, when Bolzano is located. Cost of life in Bolzano, I would say around 1,200 euros per month We will support our students in finding accommodation in the sense that we have students' residences and apartments, and the cost for a double room is around 240 euros per month. The cost for a single room is about 300 euros per month. So you can choose private apartments or dorms. I was telling you that Bolzano is located in the South Tyrol in the north of Italy, completely different from the Caribbean. I was listening to the other, universities, presenters and speakers, and I thought, okay, Bolzano is completely different in the sense that it is surrounded by mountains. Okay, it's not the largest city in Italy. It's kind of a small town, which is actually good in the sense that it gives this familiar feeling to the students, but it's fully furnished. The public transportation system is incredibly efficient. The student will be studying at the Claudiana Health Center, and the hospital is just there. So they will be mainly in class doing like traditional academic classes and laboratories during the first 3 years. And then they will be at the hospital for the clinical residency during year, let's say starting from second semester of the third year, fourth, fifth, and sixth year. We also have the white coat ceremony. I was also listening to Charles University. At Cattolica, it happens between the third and the fourth year. Because let's say that before you start getting a step into the hospital, you become officially a doctor. So you get your white coat and you will doing your traineeship, you will doing your internship with tutors and professors at the hospital, divided in very small groups. I mean, the class is pretty small, so you get a lot of attention from the professors, and you can imagine the residence is going to be organized even in smaller groups. I told you that the region has a bilingual population, so they speak German and Italian. The city center of Bolzano is amazing in the sense that you have medieval buildings, and it really creates a very nice atmosphere. And I can say the same about all the other cities in Italy. Italy is a small country at the end of the day, so you'll be based in Bolzano. If you want that during the weekend, you can just stay there and enjoy the city and enjoy the dolce vita of Italy, having your aperitivo and snacks with your friends, or you can just travel around Italy or around Europe. Hiking and skiing opportunities are a must in Bolzano. As I told you, it's surrounded by mountains, and that's why I think Claudiana is also specialized in orthopedics and traumatology. That's sad, but with a lot of skiing and a lot of hiking, that happens. The Claudiana Health Professional University Center is located in the west part of the city, but you can just take your bike, take the bus, and in a 10 minutes distance, you will be there. This is, okay, thank you. Art and Museum, of course, this is Italy, so you'll have your student cards and you will get discount on public transportations if you want to take that, but also with that student card, you can get discounted entrance ticket for any kind of concert, any kind of show and theater play that will happen in the city, sport club and activities, they are present. There are also other universities in Bolzano, so you can mix up with other international students being enrolled at the University Libera Università di Bolzano, the Free University of Bolzano. We organize volunteering opportunities for our students, and you don't have to stay for 6 years in Italy if you want to explore other opportunities, in the sense that we have an incredible network of partner universities. Cattolica is ranked top 200 for medicine and surgery in the world, according to QS rankings by subject, and this is honestly a tremendous achievement for us if you consider how many higher education institutions there are. And we do work with a lot of them. So we push the students. Our outbound office pushes students to go abroad. You can do your clinical electives abroad if you want. You can do just an exchange semester. You can go abroad for a summer program. That are opportunities you'll discover as soon as you get your step at Università Cattolica. But for now, please remember about the entrance exam, because that is very, very important. The Bolzano Hospital that you see here, and is where you will take your clinical residency, is really next to the Claudiana. It's the central hospital of the region. It has about 750 beds. Plus, we cooperate with 6 more hospitals in the region, which are also, welcoming our students for the clinical part. Again, we use the facilities of Claudiana Healthcare Center, which you see here, which they serve the whole region of South Tyrol, where Bolzano is located. But the faculty, the professors, the doctors you learn from, they are from the Faculty of Medicine and Surgery of Università Cattolica, ranked top 200 in the world, with 10 years of experience like teaching in English and 60 years of experience teaching medicine to an Italian and international audience. I would say I'm within the 10 minutes, so I hope this was helpful. And listen, for you, Tom, and for Medlink's advisors, again, thank you for having us. And I'm available if students have questions also after the webinar.
Ariana, thank you. What a load of information to go through in such a nice way. I feel like I'm ready to sign up for the university now, especially with the mountains and the skiing. I'll be straight over there. Although it's quite a tough competition with the Caribbean and the beaches. I can see what you're saying with the opposites there.
Yeah, you know, there's not the best university. We always talk about the best fit. When we talk to students, I never say Cattolica is better than another. It's always about the best fit. Is that what you're looking for? Then we are the best fit, but it's not the same for other, you know, your friends, your family. So always try to understand that this is a suggestion for all the students here, what you're looking for. One thing, if I can mention that, Tom, I forgot to say that, to share that earlier. This is not the IMAT. Our entrance exam is organized just for Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore by Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore. The IMAT is the entrance exam for public medical universities in Italy, but that's organized way later, around September. We have this autonomy. Being private, even if we are recognized by the Ministry of Education, we can organize our entrance exam way earlier compared to other universities, and we give quite an early feedback to students. By mid-May, end of May, I would say at the latest, they will have a feedback on the ranking, on their position in the ranking.
It is perfect for them to be able to know so early on. And yes, we know the IMAT and how that is with the dates that they have to do it and everything. So to know that you guys have your own test, and of course we make students aware of that, and we support them a lot with these exams too. And what you're saying is absolutely right. There is no kind of best university. There are so many different options, and that's why it's so important for students to get in touch with us, just so they can discuss everything and try and work out what's best for them. I'm sure we're going to be getting a lot of people calling us this evening with regards to this incredible opportunity in Italy. So Ariana, thank you again so much for your participation. Really appreciate it. And yeah, we will have you back next year with some students, I'm absolutely sure. Thank you. Okay, so moving on from here, thank you all for staying around so far. We're just giving you the opportunity here if you want to book in a consultation. Things do get really busy around this time when we have these webinars. So if you've got a spare phone, you want to quickly book something in, if you've got a friend or a family member's phone there, you can quickly scan the link. But don't worry, we will bring the link up again a little bit later on. And this is just to book in a free consultation with ourselves. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to talk a little bit about what we do at Medlink Students. So your journey is going to start by having this free consultation, which is just a really relaxed appointment where we talk about you. Funnily enough, we want to get to know everything there is about you as an individual, your grades, what kind of features you look for in a university, whereabouts you're wanting to study, what the priorities are for you, the recognition, all these different factors. And from there, you'll then start getting full admission support. After that point, we will then provide you with on-ground support, and from there we will continue to give you ongoing support throughout your entire journey. I'm going to go into a bit more detail of each of these now, starting off with the free consultation. So with ourselves, initially, as I said, we're just going to be asking lots of questions. This will be with myself or one of my colleagues as the advisors here at Medlink Students. And as I said, the main priority for us is to find out as much as we can about you, so we can help you as much as possible in making the best decision you can for your future. Because whether you're studying in the Caribbean for a 4-year program as graduate entry, or whether you're going and doing 6 years in Europe, it's a big decision, and we understand that. Our organization is run by doctors who went through that same process of trying to choose the right university. We know how delicate a process it is, and we are here to help you as much as we can. So as you can see, we're going to be giving you lots of advice, guidance, counseling when needed to go over any worries and talk about our own experience with, of course, the thousands and thousands of students that we've helped and that are currently studying abroad with Medlink Students. So let's say you've had an appointment, maybe a couple of appointments with us, and you've decided on a school. The next step is applying. This is when things get really exciting for you. So this is when you're going to be put in touch with a specific admissions team, depending on the country you're applying to. And these guys are the real experts when it comes to applying abroad. They are going to be handling everything through all of the work that is required. We're talking legalization work, translation of documents, notarization, so many different aspects depending on the different schools. They all require a lot of different documents. Applications in different countries are often completely different to each other, and they require a lot of proofreading, double checking. Some of these can take months to gather all the correct documents and build the correct application, and that is what we're here for. We are built on years and years of experience to ensure that everything will be done correctly for your application. So we're also going to, while we're doing all the work there, we're going to be giving you exam materials to help you with preparing for the exam. And these are very specific materials tailored towards the admission test that you will be facing. Sometimes you may just have an interview with a school. For example, with the Georgian schools, most of them just require a basic English test alongside an interview. So in that case, we will help you with preparing for that interview. So once you're accepted, we're then going to help you with things like your visa. We give you support there too. We give you loads of different instructions on everything, so there's not a single thing that will be missing that you'll get caught out on. As I said, we've got years and years of experience in this. We know exactly what's required, so we'll continue helping you. And from there, we're going to then help you on the ground. So when you arrive in this new country, can seem quite daunting, we know, but we have a team there to help you and support you. So they're going to be arranging things like an airport pickup, helping you with sorting accommodation, getting a bank account, a SIM card, absolutely everything that you need as an essential thing when you initially get there, just to make sure that you settle in and feel comfortable, and also to make sure that you can focus on what's important. And that's getting on with your classes and having a great start going into medical school. We understand it can be very stressful, and so we try to make it as convenient and as stress-free as possible so you can have the best possible start. And then we continue to support you throughout. We're not just going to be there for a couple of weeks and then say goodbye. We're going to continue supporting you throughout all the years. We've got a dedicated team exclusively there to helping students that are currently at medical school. I have students sometimes that I haven't heard from years, and they'll call me up and they'll need help with something, or they'll contact our on-ground support teams and they'll go and help them in the city. Sometimes these things happen and people need help. They need local expert advice. And that's what we're there to do. We don't want to just see you get into medical school, because as any doctor will tell you, getting into medical school is just the first tiny step. You've then got to have success throughout the whole degree. And we want to make sure, because your success is our success. And we want to see you go straight from where you are now into medical school, and then throughout all the years of medical school successfully, because it's no easy path to take, and we understand that. That's why we've got the people there to support you. And of course, even when you graduate, we are still there at Medlink Students. We're still behind you, we're still backing you, and we still want to make sure that you're having every chance for success. So when you're going to register, we'll continue to help you with registration in your country. We'll offer you as much support as we can. We'll put you in touch with people that have gone through the process beforehand, so they can help you and give you tips and tricks on how to register. For example, in the UK, how to do the GMC registration, sit the PLAB or the UK MLA tests, or for dentistry, the ORE tests. And this is something that we offer to, again, help the graduates at that time to ensure that they have a smooth transition back into their country or wherever they want to go at that point, to make sure that they can kickstart their career. As I said, your success is our success at Medlink Students. We want to see you all succeed from start to finish, and then come and share all of your experiences. So as a community, we can continue to grow, thrive, and all help each other. Dana, back to you.
By the way, you have the QR codes here also to scan if you'd like to get the live questions. Now, I see a lot of questions coming in. All right. Let's have a student answer the language. So we have a question about language barriers. I think the best person to answer this is one of our Silesia students, Aditi. We have a question about how you found, or how did you manage with any language barrier issues, or did you face any? So are you with us, Aditi?
Hi, Dana, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you see me?
Yes, I can see you.
That's very great. Hi, Dana. It's lovely to speak to you again.
Lovely speaking to you.
Yeah, so my name is Aditi and I live in Zambia, but I'm born in India. And right now I'm in Poland studying medicine. Well, for language barrier, I think, well, as for my personal experience in Poland, that was one of my setbacks because not everyone in Poland speaks English. So like when I got off at the airport and everything, there were, quite a lot of interactions where I wished I started Polish earlier. So that would definitely be my advice. However, when I landed at the airport, of course, I had Ava, which is Medlink's on-ground support in Poland, Katowice. She really helped me out with like getting a SIM and, navigating around. I had to exchange some money because I had no cash on me in local zlotys and everything. So that was a very big help. And I think if I was to give advice to the students, future students who might be watching this webinar, is to actually start, especially if you're looking at Poland, to start your language, basic language, before you actually come to the country itself, because there's definitely a lot of help.
Okay, amazing. It seems that you did get support there and it helped you a bit. It is quite important to have someone there when arriving.
Yes, definitely. Medlink was a huge help. I mean, they still are, isn't the right word to use. They definitely still a very huge help. Starting from the application process, I feel like it would be wrong of me to say my journey started after coming to Poland, because it started the moment like we got in touch with Medlink for the applications process and everything. Remember Dad had called you and we, had our personal conversations. And then Dana recommended Celestia, and we went ahead with the application process. My representative's name was Naomi, but I also had help from Dana, of course, Victoria, Carolina, so many people from Medlink. And they really helped me along the way. Like they went out of their way to help me, with the visa process, with the application process. And something to mention, of course, is the availability of the Medlink representatives, especially the fact that they're available on WhatsApp within their working hours. It's a huge help. Like you can just text them and then they'll get back to you, with whatever help you need. And for students, I know as a student, I also was very stressed over my entrance exam and everything. But rest assured, because the material Medlink provides is more than enough for you to go through with the exams and everything. So that's a very good thing.
Yeah, I remember the meetings with you, your mom, your dad, always in the evenings. I think your auntie used to join with us too, right?
Yes, and it's a huge honor, like this is my first time here as actually somebody sharing my experience, because last time I was here, I was one of the attendees, just, sitting there deciding what uni am I going to pick, what am I going to do and everything.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing your experience, and hopefully we'll hear from you again after you've settled in better, because you're new. It's your first year there.
And definitely it is my first year here. Still settling in with uni and the life, catching up on everything.
All right. Well, thanks for joining, Aditi.
Thank you so much for having me, Dana. Have a lovely evening.
You too. Now, let's see. I see we have a few students asking about the safety too. We have a student at Novi Sad, Marlon. Are you with us, Marlon?
Hello, yes. Good.
Hi, Marlon.
Good evening.
Good evening. Can you tell us a little bit more about the city life at Novi Sad, the safety?
Yes, first of all, thank you for having me again with you. It's an honor, as always. About Novi Sad, well, is a small city comparing like with Belgrade, the capital, Serbia. It's smaller, but still a relatively big city, but it's really safe. People here are very nice. If you need any help, not only on school, but also on the street, there are people at every tower. I've been like midnight on the street. There are always people. It doesn't matter if it is weekend or not. And if you have some problem, you can ask them. They will help you. They also, it's important to say that they mostly of the people here speak English, especially young population. So it's not a problem if you need to ask every or something and you don't know Serbian. You can speak in English because they will understand. So it's a safe country, but especially Novi Sad is very safe city. So yes, my experience until now, it's been good in that aspect and in general also.
Okay. So basically, would you say you find it safe to go outside the house in the evenings, especially if you have friends that are girls? Girls usually worry about safety more. What would you say about safety, just to give an insight to the students, because it seems they're worried about it?
Yeah. As you said, I mostly like girls are more like scared sometimes to go alone on the street. But no, I have like a lot of friends here, and they are like girls, and they are very happy and satisfied with the safety of the city. Mostly of them like invites me sometimes. Let's go out and hang out a little bit. And when I was at the beginning here, when I was new, I was like, is it safe? And they were like, yes, it's safe. And I've been hanging out with them like when I have time, of course, but at school I have some free times and it's very safe. So people here, that's why I used to be on the street and everything because it's safe. You don't expect to see any bad thing or something. So that's a good thing.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Marlon, for sharing your experience with us too.
Thank you.
For sticking with us till the Q&A and answering some of the questions. Have a lovely evening.
Thanks. Thank you very much. Good night.
Good night. Anina, we have a student called Anina from Silesia, also in Poland. Hi, Anina, again.
Hi, nice to see you again.
Anina, students would like to get a better insight about the city life, Poland, and the diversity experience that you have when you go abroad.
Oh, I mean, Poland, I think we got really lucky with the city that we're in, but we have so many Erasmus students here that we have like pretty much every nationality that you could think of. We have Spanish, French, German, Italians, like Polish, Ukrainians, Russians. We have like basically everyone. Like loads of people like from we have loads of people from Nigeria. We have loads of people from South Africa, and loads of people from India. Like so many people all over the world, and there's so many things to do here as well. Like, and also like I live in a really cool accommodation where they have like loads of cool cultural festivities, and it's pretty great. Like we have a pretty big thing coming up for Ramadan, and then we had a thing for Easter. So there's like definitely very diverse.
Great. And how do you manage? Like, is it exciting to make friends from different cultures?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Like, I've met like some of the best people that I would ever meet in my life, and I would have never met them if I didn't come here. And it's kind of crazy to think that now, like, I have a home wherever I go, like, because I've met so many people from like all over the world. Like, and honestly, like, they are so. As soon as they hear somebody who speaks English in a British accent, they're so excited to speak to you. So like, it's really not difficult. So it's definitely going to be easy, especially for the people that come from the UK.
Okay, amazing. I'm glad that you're having a great experience with that. And yeah, students wanted to have a brief idea about how it goes with the experience there, how diverse the place is. So thanks for sharing your experience too.
You're welcome. See you later.
See ya, and have a lovely evening. When is the best time to apply? And we also have other students asking, when is the deadline? I'm going to bring in my colleague, Edmund, to answer that. Edmund, are you here?
Sure am. I'm enjoying this evening. I'm buzzing of how everyone's experience has been. I'm very excited to listen to everyone's experiences. So, deadlines. Well, it depends. If you are looking at starting this year, you're not late, but you're certainly not early. Let me explain what I mean by this. A lot of these universities now, they are, fast forward, as I mentioned, over a decade now, they're a lot more established than they used to be. So they have a lot of students applying to the universities. Now, they do have a quota of students that they need. So a university might have a deadline in August, which years ago you would be able to get an application, but that's not the case anymore. Once the university receives a lot more applications than they can handle, they close it. For example, we noticed this in Bulgaria, we noticed this in Georgia, in Serbia. There are a lot of applications that are going through to the schools. So if you think, okay, I want to go to Bulgaria this year, I want to go to Georgia, I want to go to the Caribbean, you must think of applying. And the best time is now, because you get a chance of getting your application through. You get a chance of getting your application looked at by our team and making sure that you have a good chance of getting in. And for those of you that are still waiting for your results this year or haven't yet sat your exams, you still can apply, because we can get a seat there for you and get you a conditional offer. So in short, the best time to apply is now if you have decided where you're going. If you're still unsure, let's have a call. There is a perfect university out there for you. Don't hesitate, as some of the students said, just take the step. So, what are you waiting for?
Thank you, Edmund. I see Merita still with us.
Yes. Yeah, I am.
Well, Merita, I have a question. I think you're best to answer it. There are students asking, are there activities and places to visit, and what do you do for fun in Europe? Or studying?
So Serbia is really well placed because you've got so many things you can do within the cities, or really good intercity travel. So you can go to Belgrade. I've got friends in Nice. I've got friends in Novi Sad as well. So what we do, we tend to go out for ice cream. There's a fortress called Petrovaradin. We're also planning a trip to Hungary because Hungary is really close by. And just being able to have all these opportunities of traveling from and around Serbia, as well as from Serbia to other neighboring countries, it's kind of been really easy because transport is so cheap. So when you're going to different places within Europe, it's easier to take a train somewhere or a plane somewhere. It's really easy to get anywhere, really. It depends on where you want to go.
Ah, so you're going to Hungary?
Yeah, I'm going to Hungary in the summer with my friends, and we also have a trip planned to Montenegro after Hungary. So yeah.
Well, for the students asking this question, maybe you have in mind the malls and the cinemas. Look at Merita, she's going on holidays. Well, that's the best thing about Europe, is it's very cheap to transport, and students get to visit countries and cities and have such a lovely experience. So thanks for sharing that, Merita.
Of course.
And thanks for joining us today. Have a lovely...
Thank you for having me.
All right. One last question. What are the grades needed to apply? Good question here. And it's a very common question we get on every webinar, because students want to know if they qualify to apply or not. Now, universities in Europe differ. Each university has different requirements. Each university needs specific subjects, specific grades. So what we would recommend here is whatever you have. If you have science subjects, if you don't have them, if you have A's, B's, C's, whatever grades you have, get in touch with us. We will help you find a university that you meet the requirements to apply for and where we can get you in. We have years of experience. We've been helping students for so long that we can create a strong competitive file for you to make sure that we put in a strong application to secure a place for you. Some universities would require you to take an entrance exam. Some would require an interview. We will be helping you prepare for that too. So don't worry, whatever requirements you have, whatever qualification you have, all you have to worry about is taking the step to book a call, get in touch with us, and we can help you find the right place.